Severe burns. And I'm talking about third-degree burns, baby. You might be wondering, what the hell is a third-degree burn anyway? How does a burn level up from second to third? Well, it's quite simple. There's going to be a lot of the word burn here, so just bear with me. If a burn only affects the first layer of skin, the epidermis, it's a first-degree burn. On the other hand, if a burn extends to the upper dermis, the second layer of skin, it gets enough XP to level up to a second-degree burn. The most severe burn is a third-degree burn. It's the max level a burn can go up to, and the reason is that it goes deep enough to touch the fat layer or the subcutaneous tissue. Now that we got burns out the way, let's talk about where a third-degree burn lands on the pain scale. Drum roll, please. 95 out of 100. Stop that. Cluster headaches. These headaches cause extremely severe pain, usually on one side of the head or around the eyes. It's called a cluster headache because the headache attacks happen in groups, usually for weeks or months and then disappear. The pain is described as an extremely intense stabbing, burning, or drilling sensation. But it is still nothing compared to the last thing on the list, which can even lead to people unaliving themselves. The headache lasts anywhere from 15 minutes to 3 hours and usually occurs several times a day, often at the same time. Now that I think about it, my girlfriend must be experiencing these headaches every day at around 10 p.m., which is coincidentally around the time we both go to bed. Anyways, these headaches are more common in men than in women and usually start between the ages of 20 and 50. The biggest difference between a normal headache and a cluster headache is the amount of pain. A normal headache scores 20 out of 100 on the pain scale. On the other hand, a cluster headache is a 96.34 ouchies out of 100. Kidney stones. They are hard, pebble-like pieces of material that form in your kidneys when minerals and salts stick together. The extreme pain starts when your body tries to get rid of them through your urinary tract. But I like to just say that the baguette is escaping through the wee-wee pipe. Excuse my French. Eating foods high in salt, sugar, or oxalates found in foods like spinach can also cause kidney stones to form. And it's the reason Popeye was always making this face. I just made that up. You can avoid kidney stones by consuming hydrogen oxide or drinking water. The pain is described as the feeling of giving birth to a rock. A 2016 study found that riding a moderate-intensity roller coaster can help pass kidney stones and is a valid method of treatment. When you do this, make sure to sit in the back of the coaster since it's a lot more effective. Trust me, bro. Passing a kidney stone is one of the most intense and sharp pains you can experience, and it lands on 96.69 out of 100 on the pain scale. Complex regional pain syndrome, or CRPS, is a condition where your body gets stuck in pain mode after an injury. Even after the injury fully heals, your nervous system keeps sending false pain signals. A lot like if it was recording a prank on you in 2016 without ever telling you there's a camera right over there. The pain is usually a lot worse than what the actual pain of the injury ever was. These nervous system tricks are extremely painful, and even a light touch like a breeze or clothing can hurt a lot. It is sometimes called causalgia, which means burning pain in Greek, but a cold pain edition of CRPS also exists. It often starts after an injury, surgery, or even something as small as a sprain or a broken nose. A few treatments exist for this condition, but the most interesting one has to be mirror therapy. All you have to do is just look at the injury site, move the skin or hurt limb, and try to convince yourself that it's not in pain. It usually gets better pretty quickly, but for some unlucky people, CRPS can last up to 10 years. Complex regional pain syndrome. Drum roll, please. Gets 97.5 out of 100 on the pain scale. Trigeminal neuralgia. This condition is sometimes referred to as the suicide disease. This condition occurs when the trigeminal nerve, the nerve that sends pain signals to the face, gets compressed. This leads to sudden, sharp bursts of pain, like an electric shock, usually on one side of the face. This condition can be triggered by things like touching your face, eating, talking, or even brushing your teeth. The pain episodes last from just a few seconds to a few minutes, but it can be so intolerable that people experiencing it unalive themselves. Treatments for trigeminal neuralgia do exist, and the condition is treatable with anticonvulsants, but since it can be triggered by pretty much anything, is extremely unexpected and the pain is so severe it gets the maximum score. 100 out of 100 on the pain scale. Subscribe if you like hydrogen oxide.